Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here to my flame, obviously. Oh my god, today is going to be a new kind of rant about Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty in general. So strap in, because this one may go a bit rogue, but it's about time we have a big one. So, the video I did yesterday obviously came from Prime Pete. Prime Pete's a sort of genius guy, you know, he breaks down all this stuff properly and whatnot. And as you all know, I don't really upload videos without proof. I always try to link the proof and, you know, do a bit of research myself. And after watching more of Prime Pete's video and doing some of the research, I'm sort of in peril, but also in a bit of joy. The fact that everything that I've said and thought for years before even doing the research years ago about COD is basically true. And what I mean by that is, with Prime Pete and Nero Sinner and Blame Truth all basically revealing this stuff as well, I want to show you a snippet again of Prime Pete's video and just show you this one part that I've been ranting about for God knows how long now. So just take a quick look at this.
Sneaking feeling that even though this presentation revealed a lot, it wasn't revealing every shady little thing that they're doing behind the scenes. In the most ironic fashion possible, I've asked ChatGPT and AI how a multiplayer PvP shooter might utilize a Monte Carlo tree search in order to drive player engagement, and the answers it gave me were frighteningly similar to theories we have about COD. The two most notable purposes for this kind of machine learning is firstly, advanced AI opponents, or bots that feel real, which is literally a one-to-one of this pattern.
Okay, so first off, AI bots that feel real. We've talked about this in the past, that this could be a reality. Guess what? I think it's basically 100% now, in my opinion. I think it's confirmed. We've had so many theories, so many people say that they've had like situations where their account's been banned for no reason, where they haven't played the game in months, and all kind of weird stuff, and the rank's gone up and whatever. You know, lobbies where people feel different. It's one of them where, I don't know, man, it feels like it's finally confirmed that AI bots are a thing. For those that, again, a quick thing, for those that don't agree with anything that I've said, I think you just need to get your head out your ass and understand this is how our world is now, how COD is, and it's all been exposed. So whatever, and leaked or whatever, it's public. So regardless, moving on from that, the AI bots are basically guaranteed, in my opinion. And that is a fucking shambolic mess in a state that that's a thing. But to top it off, right, this is where my next part is the biggest part comes in. So take a look at this after this part of the video.
And second, adjusting difficulty for competitive mode, or dynamic difficulty adjustment, or DDA, which is basically just skill-based damage, rigged spawns, etc. Anything to make the game tougher to win for players that are performing better than others. This perfectly resembles a pattern about manipulating in-game parameters in order to balance out matches we nicknamed Team Coup.
Skill-based damage. How many times have we talked about this on this channel, on my channel, on other people's channels, about it feels like when you start popping off or playing well, you get punished. Your aim assist turns off. It feels like you can't shoot straight. The bullets don't do enough damage. You start getting spawn killed. People are just the best. Like, when we've talked about the fact that they have a pattern that adjusts variables in-game to make it harder when you play well and perform well. Now, from a competitive standpoint, that must be continuing over into private match. Otherwise, it would specify that it wouldn't go into the private section. It just says the game itself. The game itself. Meaning, private match. And this has been proven in several different cases, in competitive scenes, in whatever, where people all of a sudden can't be as good as they normally are. Now, I talk about this as an example, and it's fucking shambolic, it's ridiculous, right? Let's go back 10 years. Let's go back 20 years. When you played COD, right, if you were good, you were just good. You very rarely had a bad game, or an even game, right? If you were dog shit and doggo and bad and wank, you were constantly bad and maybe had one or two good games. If you were average, you were just average all the time. You had up, bad, down, good, bad, whatever. But it was like, that was how you were. Recent years, the last 5-6 years, since all this got implemented, right? One game you're the best. Next game you're getting shit on. Next game you're even. Next game you shit on. Next game you shit on. Next 5-10 games you're unbelievable. And it's constantly switching, and you're like, what the fuck? Now, if you've noticed this, you're not going insane, don't worry. This is like literally what we've broke down with the variables. This is why this happens, because it fucks with your entire stats, your shit. And the worse of a player you are, the more assists you get, the less bullshit you will see. What I mean by that is the less hackers you'll see because you're in the lower skill bracket. We broke this down before, but also the less variables that are going to get mixed around because it knows your natural skill is not as good as the others. So when you get players like myself and higher, who play at a competitive level, play at LAN events and tournaments and stuff, and constantly play at a much higher level than the average player, you get much more fucked around with your statistics, variables, and settings. So prime example would be them clips I put on in the past where people are getting hit markers. No hit markers, but they're hitting them with a blood splatter. That's a prime example. It's perfect. But look at over the years, how many times have you felt like you've gone into a gunfight, right? And you know you have hit every bullet, 5-6 bullets, they should be dead, and they run off and kill you in 3 or 4. That is skill-based damage. Now, yes, okay, internet could have something to do with it, but why is it, right? Why is it we stay on the same ping? For most of Black Ops 6's games, you either have one ping or another. And what I mean by that is it doesn't fluctuate. So I have a 9, like an 8 or 9, or I have a 16 to 20, and it just sits. So if I have an 8 ping one game, I have an 8 ping the next, 8 ping the next. Them 3 games that I'm all on the same ping are completely different. I'm frying, then I'm getting pissed on, and then I can't kill anything. But then I'll go to a 16 ping, I can't kill anything. The next game I'm on a 16 ping, but I can fry. And it's so inconsistent because it's nothing to do with the internet. It's nothing to do... Look, just a quick thing. Those that say that it's my internet, just these people who are so stupid, I have 2,000 download and 2,000 upload and a 1 ping. I get an 8 ping on COD because the closest server is London, okay? And I'm in the UK. So, it's not my internet, first off. We live in a day and age where most people's internet's good enough and decent enough to play COD. So, let's just stop being bitches about it, put that to the side, okay? It's not the internet. We always get packet burst. Yes, packet burst is a thing. But, have you noticed, it doesn't matter what game you play. If your internet is still the same and it's stable, why should it be any different when it feels like one game you're frying, next game you're not? I've told you, this is exactly why it is. Skill-based damage, the rigging system is ridiculous. It has now literally been force-fed to you, right? It's been proven time and time again in videos, and people are still hiding from it. For those, honestly, a big thank you to everyone that actually understands and comments on my videos, and Prime Pete's videos, everyone else saying that they agree and they stop playing and they understand it, right? Because you understand it's a fact. Those that want to keep burying their head in the sand, you keep going for it, but if you can't accept it, then I can't change your mind apart from the fact the proof is there. And you want to be naive, you're going to be part of the problem, you're never going to get a good game back, whatever, fuck yous. But the reality is, the game is rigged, okay? We've broke this down before. We've already talked about the fact that Activision and Microsoft are incompetent with fixing the game anyway. So, my point is, when it comes down to the stuff we've just covered on Prime Pete's video, it is basically, in my opinion, I'd say 100% confirmed that all it exists, okay? Which is disgraceful. But on top of that, Activision don't fix anything. The hackers are running rampant because we should be on console. COD should be on console. There's a reason it was on console for so long. And yes, it started on PC first. But what I'm saying is the reason it blew up was because of console. It should have stayed on there because of hackers, okay? Especially in a competitive setting. Regardless. Moving past that, okay? And that's no dissing shitting on the PC players, okay? Love PC players, whatever. Not what I'm saying. I'm saying for the sake of the integrity of competitive, okay? On a side note, yes, the hackers are bad. Yes, the game is bullshit. We could get past that, I suppose, if you could play the game and feel like you're having an impact and playing for fun. We then find out yesterday, like I said and told you in yesterday's video, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's ridiculous. Or go watch Prime Pete's video, link in the description. It literally shows you that it simulates games to predict an outcome to change stuff. So basically, it doesn't matter how hard you're trying, you're going to get punished with the variables if you start playing well. If you're not playing well enough, it makes you play better. So you're not doing shit either, eh? And it's already trying to predict the outcomes anyway, which means, realistically, you might not be able to win it. So you tell me, you sit there and tell me, why is there anything left to play for? What is there to play for? Why is there to play on this game? And people as dumb as shit saying that next year or this year is going to change, they have these patterns implemented. These patterns have been implemented since 2019 and they get stronger and worse and get more advanced every year. You are dumb and faded and fucking stupid as shit. I'm sorry to say it. Fuck you. If you are so stupid, if you think that next year or this year is going to change it, it's just going to get worse until we all stop playing it. I'm literally using the same footage I've used in a previous video because I don't want to boot the game up. If that doesn't sum up where we should all be right now, I don't know what will. But I'm telling you, as someone that cares about the COD scene and all of the players inside of it, I want the best for all of us. And this game is not it. This scene is not it. Do yourself a favor. Go play something else. Fuck off this game completely. Let Activision and Microsoft know that they're dog shit and they fucked it. And maybe you'll have a chance of getting something back. But in the end of the day, they're probably not going to change it, and people need to accept that. They are literally marketing this next COD as a Black Ops 2 sequel to reel you back in and go, oh my god, Black Ops 2, because it's the best Call of Duty of all time. Yes, we're aware of it. They've just, what was it they've just done there? They've just released Grind, the remastered map from Black Ops 2 today, with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. Like, they're doing everything they can to throw nostalgia away so you keep playing and you buy the game. That is it. The games are not going to change. The games are wank. The games are dog shit. And they're getting worse and worse. Please understand, when there is proof provided to you by multiple people, the game is wank. That is just the reality of where Call of Duty is right now. I'm not saying that in 10 years' time, I'm personally, I think in a year's time the game's dead. But let's say in 10 years' time the game survives, right? And they've turned it around. It would only be like that and only survive and turn around to be as big as it once was and as good as it was and as popular if they get rid of the whole AI artificial bullshit. And this is the sad reality, okay? Here, I want you to listen carefully. This is it, right? Human beings are creative. Human beings are naturally good at stuff. You cannot use a machine that learns and an algorithm and shit to make something for joy and emotion when machines and AIs don't have emotion or feelings. When a guy designs a map, they use, for example, let's go back to the OG CODs or OG Halos. It's done with passion. It's done with desire and drive, and I think people are going to love this. People are going to enjoy this. The AI doesn't think that. The AI thinks, I'm going to make this like this because these players can do this and this. Not because they're going to love doing this, but it's because they can do this, which then leads them to a spawn trap here, which then allows more spawn systems to break over here, which then allows more people to go on kill streaks here and trap the other people. It doesn't care about you having fun. So if they go in the future with the AI like they're going to in the design of maps, the map's going to get worse. Everything else is going to go worse. And look, AI is good in certain situations, but I'm a very firm, strong believer that when it comes to creative stuff like games, like graphics design, human beings are better because they have emotion and they have stuff to put into it. Call of Duty isn't an example of that. Look at the AI bullshit slop of images we've been getting with the fucking bundles like the Santa Snowman shit. It's terrible. But I'm just breaking this down so you understand why we are where we are. Once we get past all this, look, everything gets a return. Everything in life gets a return. I do think it'll come back around at some point. It might not be COD, it might be another FPS game, I don't know. But everything gets a return. Everything goes through really bad shit phases and breaks and dies, and then it comes back at some point. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But right now, it's down so fucking bad. It's not even down bad anymore. It's dead. In my opinion, COD is dead. It's not Call of Duty anymore. It's Call of the Dumbass. That's all the game is. There's no brain anymore. It's run by an AI system. And that's not what I want to play, and that's what most people don't want to play. So, realistically, what is there to say about the next COD and the next COD and the next COD when the AI's getting so more advanced and the game's getting worse and worse? Like, let's be realistic. Can you definitively sit there and tell me that 2019 to 2025, that them CODs have got better each year? In my opinion, right, 2019 completely ruined COD because it went into Warzone, COVID, and they made it realistic, squad spawns, all this bullshit, breaking doors and whatnot. It turned from COD into what Battlefield was. They were trying to make it into Battlefield, right? And Tarkov and shit. Then we got Cold War, which was made in the old era, and it felt better because it was made for the old era with a little bit of modern stuff in it. Then we got Vanguard, which was made in the modern / old era, but made tailored towards modern with the tac sprint and the breakables and stuff. And it failed and flopped hard as shit. Modern Warfare 2, one of the worst CODs, if not the worst COD ever made, was a rip-off. They tried to play off us on the nostalgia of the original Modern Warfare 2 with remastered maps. We didn't get any of that. The game was horse shit. There was hackers everywhere. Everything went to shit. Then we got Modern Warfare 3. We paid $70, £70, €70, 70 francs, 70 Australian, whatever dollars. Shit. We paid 70 to 100, right? Maybe even more. to get a game that was shot of the year before. And yes, it was better, but in my opinion, apart from Cold War, that is the only game that's gone up. Black Ops 6 has gone downhill because of all the shit wrong with it. And that is the first Treyarch game that has been made in the CDL era, or the Warzone era, or the COVID era, whatever, that was actually developed during that period. And it's arse. The maps are dog shit. I'm sorry if you don't like it. They are. There's only Hacienda, which is a Black Ops 4 map, which is good, that works. There might be a few other pubs maps that are okay, but they're not great. They're not Terminal. You know, they're not fucking Rust. They're not High Rise. You know, they're none of these kind of maps. They're not Raid. They're not Standoff. Like, not Hijack. There's so many maps that they're not. They're good maps. This is my point. It's so different now. That aside, on to the next. We talk about the gameplay. Look, if you enjoy Tac Sprint, okay, that's fine. But the Omni movement, let's be realistic. Yes, it's nice to have a new movement. But me personally, I liked either A, boots on the ground consistency, or B, we have a new movement system that changed every year. Because COD came out every year and it was different. You know, we're not trying to be like Counter-Strike where it's the same game, or Halo. For years and years, COD releases every year, and something fresh was always good, and a lot of people like that. Now, in my opinion, like I said, the golden era, 2007 to 2012, 13, you know, basically COD 4 to Black Ops 2. The movement had little bits of changes here and there, but it was consistent, and they focused on the gameplay, the user interface. There was no microtransactions apart from the camo system, which was unreal, and it was basic, but it was fun, and that's the word that people seem to just take so for granted. Fun. Nothing is made for fun anymore. Everything's made for money. Everything's made for perfection. Everything's made for modern. There is no personality anymore. There is no fun anymore. And it's not just COD. It's not just gaming. Everything's the same. Like I said, look at all these cars that are getting made every day. All of them look the same. All the phones we have today, our smartphones, all look the same. Everything has lost its fun, its personality, and its touch. And COD is no different. It's not excused from it. When you look at, like I said, Modern Warfare 2 original, how perfect that game felt, and yes, it was buggy, but think how much fun you had on it because the game was fun. It was stupidly fun. Black Ops 2 was the same. But now we've got all these AI patterns and bullshit things running the game for us and not letting our creativeness, our imagination, our fun run the game. Do you remember Machinima? All these dumb videos we used to have, and yes, Machinima was a big scam, whatever, but think about the fun that was in that. People making all these dumb videos on games, doing all this stuff for fun. People talk about the internet was better and YouTube was better 10 years ago. Of course it was. People did it for fun. People didn't do YouTube videos for money. People didn't do videos for the dumbest stuff. Every video I make is for passion, because I want to upload that video, not because I want to do dumb shit, okay? That's why YouTube was better. That's why COD was better. You see the pattern. I'm explaining this because a lot of people seem to just forget the real reasons why these things happen. Money makes the world go round, unfortunately, and it has done for eternity. But my point is, we're now in this era where Activision, Microsoft, just sticking to the COD side for a sec, only care about the bottom dollar. They don't care about the fun. Back in the day, they cared about both. They only care about one now. They don't care about the other. Otherwise, they wouldn't have a machine run the game. They would have a person who can change and feel the community and listen to the community and say, yeah, you know what? We fucked up. We're wrong. I apologize. Here's a fix. They don't do that no more. I mean, we think back to, Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War era, when it went bad and Warzone was out. How long did they leave broken guns in the game? How long did they have hackers in the game? Even now, to this day, people get shadow banned. I got shadow banned on ranked play for playing well, while other people cheating their tits off don't get banned. Because they use spam reporting and they say it's not a thing. Like, it's so sad and so far from reality of what gaming should be. This is why I'm begging people to stop playing the game. And this is why I'm asking people to start going back to the roots. Populate the old COD servers again. Make them want to build them games again. The reason, look, there's a theory at the minute, or a leak, whatever, that they're going to release Modern Warfare 2 2009 on Game Pass. I will not boot up the modern game if that comes out on Game Pass. I will not be off my Xbox ever again, I'm telling you. You should do the same. Populate the fucking bastard servers so they look at it and say, oh shit, people are clearly preferring these games. Everyone's like, oh, but I don't want to play on an old thing, blah, blah. Why would you not want to go play on old software? Or even play on PC? Shit, who gives a fuck? Play a better game that cares about you, that you can have fun and know it's an honest game of fun. If you're the best in the lobby, you are genuinely the fucking best. High five me. Let's score. You're the best. But in this game, if you finish top of the leaderboard, you know what I think? Cheating. He's cheating his tits off. Or he's dog shit. And he's getting assists. You ain't getting that respect. So if you're playing because you want to be the best, I'm afraid you ain't going to do it on modern day gaming. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up here. I hope you guys have learned a lot, listened a lot. Let me know in the comments, and I appreciate everyone as always. Don't forget to drop a like and a sub. Activision, fuck your AI patterns. I'll fight your AI, you pieces of shit. Fuck yous. I'll see yous in the next video.